There are a few things that I remember happening that were things that you just couldn't recreate. One thing specifically I think was when we did Cover Up, and that was just like, third take or whatever. It was awesome. That was really amazing.
I remember Cover Up we got in 3 takes, and then Jason came out and he's just like, that's it, you got it. And I was like, oh fuck yeah. And then there were other songs that I won't mention that took like maybe 20 takes.
It's fun because you don't have to wait until the end to see things realized. It's basically being realized right there in front of you. You know, a lot of times when you're making a record, the drums turn out great and you go like, I hope the bass turns out good. I hope the guitars turn out good. Geez, I hope the vocals turn out good. And you have to wait like this long amount of time to actually hear everything finished. But on this, it's like, if you know that what you're hearing while it's happening is the finished thing, you just go, wow, that was great. Like, everything turned out really great on that. And it's there, it's done already. You know, you don't have to wait for it. It takes a lot of the worrying and the mystery out of it. You know, you just go, that was it. That was the one. Let's keep all of that stuff. So I liked that aspect of it a lot.
Turn. Love is getting burned by a pretty face and a cocktail. So much pain is left in the trail. So hurry up, you better hurry up, you better cover up before they catch you. Oh, I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Everybody's cheating on the one they're with. Last night's crush doesn't mean that much this morning. This morning I woke up wishing I still believed in one true love, when you never deceived. As I look to the woman sleeping next to me from nothing, from nothing. Marriage is just a farce. Could you subscribe to the motto? It's just sex, it ain't about the heart. Well, hurry up, you better cover up, you gotta cover up before they catch you. Oh, I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Everybody's cheating on the one they're with. Last night's crush doesn't mean that much this morning. This morning I woke up wishing I still believed in one true love, when you never deceive. As I look to the woman sleeping next to me, felt nothing, felt nothing, felt nothing. For so long I've sung along to those words and those early Beatles songs. Such pretty melodies, nothing more, just space to fill the song. I've sung along for so long to those early Beatles songs. Such timeless melodies, nothing more, just the feeling that I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Everybody's cheating on the one they're with. Last night's crush doesn't mean that much this morning. This morning I woke up wishing I still believed in one true love, when you never deceive. As I look to the woman sleeping next to me, for nothing, for nothing. I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Oh, I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. I'm losing faith in love and I'm losing it quick. Oh,
Yeah, I think the idea for the song choices was based on it was based on our vision for a finished record. I think that Val writes a lot of songs that could be perceived in a lot of different ways. You know, he writes pop songs, he writes dark songs, he writes rock songs, he writes silly songs. Like, all those things he's really good at, and all of them do have like a pop element to them. But I think we were trying to find the ones that were the least overtly pop songs and try to make, you know, something that was a little dark and a little bit more of like a classic feel, I guess.
My band, I asked their opinion, I asked Jason's opinion, I asked my manager's opinion, and just to get a sense if I was crazy or not. And there was a consensus about what the main ones were, so I trusted in that. I started with the core ones, there were about 10 that were like givens. And then I gave myself ones that maybe people didn't get that I just wanted to do and I just believed in.
We ended up with the songs that have stood the test of time, you know, for a while, like songs that people have responded to since he's been demoing stuff. So it was kind of cool that we ended up with all the ones that have risen to the top out of the hundreds of songs that the guy has written. So we felt confident about that going into it, and confident that the presentation of the song would matter a lot less because we knew that the songs were great. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
I just wanted the songs with that X factor that you just like, you can't quantify. You're just like, I don't know, there's something about that song. I write a large amount of songs, but some of them are duds and some of them are, they carry more weight.
I learned a lot in this process personally because I've never really recorded a record in this manner before, like, you know, slightly and sometimes kind of dipping toes in, but never gone full bore and like had everything in the same room, and that presents like a whole other problem. That's a positive and a negative, I would say, because sometimes it's really cool. On certain songs, the vocal mic is the room sound for the drums, you know, and that's awesome, I think.
It put a lot of pressure on me to really sing well, and sometimes it didn't work out so well, but other times it really came out great, and I think you could hear it, and I think it's performances I would never have gotten had I been in my own booth, like isolated and doing it separate. Also, I don't know, just things come to you when you're playing as a band together in a room that wouldn't when you're just like repeating the lines over and over again after the music is already created and recorded.
Okay, we're going to do this live and we're going to be committed to what happens live. But in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, like, what if it's just really bad? Like, what if it's so bad that you can't justify it being bad by just saying, like, well, it was live, you know? But that didn't happen, and I'm really grateful. That's really a comment for Eric and for Wayne and for Chris and for Val for, you know, in the times that we needed to and everyone needed to be solid in their performances, I think they really pulled it off.
When you're playing together and each instrument counts so much, if you screw up, then it kind of screws up everyone else's take.
If you really listen, you can hear all these different aspects of the instrumentation that you wouldn't normally hear on records. So I think that's kind of a cool thing.
So you're dependent on each person, and I think there's like a urgency to that, and it makes you feel like it's important. Like, I better not screw this up, or I'm gonna screw his take up. So that's really cool, and there's a pressure, but a good pressure, not like a... You need pressure when you're recording. You need to feel like this is important, like it means something, not like you could do it 50 times. There'd be times when I hit a note, I sung a note that was a little bit sour, but Jason would be like, that's my favorite part. Because it's real, it's honest, it happens. People are afraid of that for some reason, and I was too. To be brutally honest, I would fight Jason sometimes and be like, you can't leave that note. I'm singing all off key, and he'd be like, yeah, but it's really cool and I like it, and I feel like, I don't know, this whole record was like a letting go process and getting away from your comfort zone and depending on other people.
I can't explain what you've done. You're pounding me in my chest. What's the deafening laughter? Oh, I know, I know, I know. Darling, you are my master. Oh, you see I'm my SOS. Can we move any faster? Oh, I know,